this is Pranav Goa Thakurtra from Edu TV. Today we have got a star-studded afternoon. We have got experts, champions, legends from the school industry. We have Mr. S.K. Rathor with us, who is heading Sanfort schools. He runs more than 200 schools, which is an amazing thing. And he runs, a lot of them are preschools and a lot of them are K-12 schools. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Pranav.
Then we have Madam Suchitra. Madam Suchitra is heading GD Goenka school in western part of the Delhi. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Madam Archana Narain. She's heading famous school, Indian High School, Dwarka. Welcome, all of you. We'll start with Mr. S.K. Rathor. Rathor Saab, we would like to know what is the impact of lockdown, good, bad, positive, negative, whatever it is, I think. Impact of lockdown on Indian society and Indian education.
Yeah. So, see, locking down anybody in his or her own house is never been so happy kind of situation. Yes. This is going to impact all the sectors across the country, even across the world, in whatever manners it is possible. You can say in terms of business, in terms of finances, everything, and this will wash out the complete financial year. What I feel, and for our industry, school education, this was the time for the start of new session.
Yes.
And in Delhi NCR, the schools were closed from I think 6th, 7th of March itself.
Right.
In Delhi from 6th March, and in NCR maybe 10, 12 on different dates in UP and in Haryana. So this was the time for admissions for preschools. This was the time for session starting. This was the time for introduction of new students in the school. So lots of activities has to be done if this lockdown has not happened.
Right.
So, but we are educators, so we need to work across the throughout the days and 365 days rather. Though people understand this is the easiest job possible on the earth, but this is the toughest job because we have to start session on time. So I believe all the school leaders started their session on time using technology with digital content, with live classroom, using different platforms, maybe this Zoom or other platforms. So normal classes are happening, 40 minutes period for all the subjects daily are happening in my K-12 schools, and I believe in other K-12 schools as well. The good thing is, I've never seen parents so involved in their children's education in past few years. I think the involvement of parents are going down and down and down for last 10, 12 years. But these days, whatever we are saying, next day when the class is happening, everything is ready. So this is the positive thing out of all the negatives what we are seeing these days. So parents have come close to the schools, to the children. Parents are understanding what schools are doing. Otherwise, everybody sitting on the panel will be agreed कि बच्चों के लिए जो भी स्कूल कहता है, parents कहते हैं नहीं तो आप ही को कराना था. Parents always believe whatever school need to do, they need to do. Our involvement is not required in education of the children. So this is the good thing. Second, what comes to my mind in this situation, see, there are lots of schools in rural areas, semi-urban areas, C, D, E, whatever name you give the cities, small towns, cities, rural areas, where even today not much technology is there.
Correct.
Even the net connection is not of that speed so that we can conduct the live classes there. So we need to, our governments or people need to work for those children also. At the other end, what I come to an understanding whether the state boards or CBSE board or government authorities allow schools not to have that much of physical infrastructure, use technology more so that the expertise of a good teacher sitting in Delhi or any big city, Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, anywhere across the country, can be delivered to the small towns, because the financials of the schools of small towns are not so good. There are lots of schools in the country, they can't afford having expensive infrastructure, having expensive teacher on their roll. So the shared teachers concept can be evolved after this crisis, so that an expert teacher who is sitting in anywhere in the country can work for n number of schools, delivering lecture using the platform, technology platform, and that CBSE can allow, or any state board or a government can allow. So this is the thing what comes to my mind, whether it is possible or not. Because in small cities, finding good teachers is a big question. In two ways. One, teachers are not available there. Whoever are educated, they move to bigger cities. Another, if any teacher is there, they charge so high, the small school can't afford to have those teachers in their own system. So these are the things, what positive things coming out of this negative time. I think we all people need to understand and take it forward.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Suchitra ma'am,
Yeah.
your ideas, suggestions, advice, perception on the impact of lockdown in India, especially in the education sector.
Before venturing into the education sector, I would just like to add a sentence that this lockdown is definitely a loss for the country, because if you think of the economy, yes, we will be, I will not be able to give you the data exactly, but yeah, we will be at a great loss. If we consider about the general public, yes, many are not affected, but majority of our population is affected because of the low income group. And maybe at present, just now, we may not be able to see the repercussion, but yes, soon after things are over, public, if it continues for a longer duration, we will definitely have a bigger loss. But to talk of the education sector, it's just the opposite that has happened, I suppose, because mm, what we were just discussing before we started the meeting formally, we all had this resource, we all had this education, we had this in front of us, but then we were not using it, we were not wanting to discover what extreme facilities it can give us. This particular lockdown has given the education sector a wider aspect, a wide knowledge on how we too can be sure that we can reach our children even though we are at home. As sir was just pointing out, yes, definitely, it's given the parents a quality time to spend with their teacher, but at the same, sorry, with the parents, but at the same time, they realize the value of schools, they realize the value of teachers. Because the demand of the parents, if we can say, many a times we leaders, we teachers, we have felt that educating children is fine, but how could we reach the parents, how could we get their confidence, how much we do for the future generation. This particular lockdown had made it very clear that yes, we are the teaching faculty, the education sector is doing so much for the society, and parents are now agreeing that children do enjoy in school, children do learn quite a lot in school. However, as the lockdown is making us unable to meet the children in the classes in the schools, I suppose every school, every management, every teacher is so well geared up that nothing could stop us. Everyone has started the session. As sir was saying, in fact, we are taking admissions online. We are taking the admission tests online. Children are who are going on TC, we are ensuring that they are not having any problems. Therefore, online we are giving the TCs also. We are in fact getting in connection with the school where they are getting admission. So frankly speaking, nothing is stopping. Even interviews of teachers are being conducted, then they are recruited, then again they are given the details how to go about the online classes. So everything is going with a good flow. And the best part is not only the subjects that we are teaching, like physics, chemistry, bio, maths, oblique social science, even the fine arts, the visual arts, everything is going on so well. And those teachers who are in the education sector for so many years, they have never used technology so much. Even suddenly, they are so well equipped with presentation, with PPT PowerPoint presentation, with downloading videos, or like making their own videos and talking to the children. So we can reach the children in spite of staying aloof. And so many children in one class, children communicating, and especially after such a long period when children were also little worried, because frankly speaking, this is something also we need to understand, that we and our school days, till our age, we've never seen such a crisis. Whereas the little children who are hearing their parents discussing about what can be happening, what are the problems, I think even they need to be understood. And the online classes, the virtual classes that we are happening, I think that's giving a big change for them, and they are back to their own responsibilities, taking the classes, understanding and doing all the activities, oblique the assignments, everything is being done. So education sector, yes, will definitely, we will be very positive that this lockdown has given us much more opportunities, and we are doing great. However, if we talk of, yes, as I said, remote areas, I think even CBSE is doing quite a bit, NCERT is doing quite a lot in their own endeavors also, to give different capsules to reach to the children. Yes, this could be a better option if the experts, some very good teachers, capsules could be shared with the areas where we do not find uh, educators good enough to take the classes. I think if we can do that, that could be, even we can reach the whole country can benefit from this lockdown period. So to sum up, education sector has really seen good things about this lockdown. However, we only pray that everyone is safe and we get back to our normal scenario as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank Rathor sir.
जी.
Just 2-3 months back, we were telling our kids not to touch the mobile phone, not to touch iPad. Now we are trying to give them and to use that. The
Yeah.
students are also a bit confused. Not only not in the urban, at least in the rural area. What is your advice on the same, sir?
See, I got same type of question from one of my parents.
Right.
सर पहले तो आप कहते थे कि मोबाइल से दूर रखो, आप कह रहे हो कि आप मोबाइल इनके हाथ से दो. So
Right.
I was talking about not to have mobile to play much of game on that.
Right.
है ना? To explore internet on that. See, this is the need of our. We need to use technology to attend the class, because physical classroom is not happening these days because of this lockdown. So most of the children are enjoying. Okay, my ma'am is on the mobile. तो उनको अपनी मैडम मोबाइल पे नजर आ रही हैं. what content they were seeing in the classroom that is shown to them on the mobile phone. So children are happy, but at the same time parents are understanding this is the need of our. What we used to say earlier, that is different from what we are doing these days. So we never asked to stop children to read anything on the mobile, to explore any educational content on the mobile, but the screen time should be restricted.
I would like to just say a few sentences. Whenever parents used to come, especially with the middle school or the senior school, whenever parents would come and complain, the children, it's so difficult to take them away from the mobile phones. What I always insisted and I explained to the parents is, they are born with it. We are intruders.
True.
And we cannot take them away from this particular gadget. Only thing is, we need to adapt ourselves as parents, as teachers, and be with them. Educate them in such a manner that what is to be seen, when is to be handled, how long they can spend time in it. Let us concentrate on that rather than depriving them from the present need that is what I always felt, and I always explained to the parents. So now, yes, parents are pouring in. There are a few mails also we are getting. What is this? We don't want a very minor section, maybe 0.1%, only 2%. So we tell the parents that yes, you this is the best. You learn with them together. If you sit, I think every particular thing can be used in such a manner where we benefit from this particular gadget. So I think parents need to understand, the generation need to understand that this is, in fact, thank god that this was there, that we are now communicating with them, we're taking the classes, we're giving them the assignment. So I think most of the parents also, the generation is also now understanding that yeah, this is something which we cannot live without at present.
Quite correct. I think I agree with Mr. Rathor as well as like Mr. Rathor. Not only the teacher, the students are feeling very happy. The students also seeing their classmates. They are much more excited because they have not seen them for weeks. So when
And
they
I
see
tell
their
you,
friends,
I tell you one thing, Pranav.
yeah,
In yesterday's class of our one of our branch,
yeah,
even the parent teacher students are so excited. Small students, play school students are so excited to
yes,
come back to their school. One student was sitting having proper uniform
yes,
uh, with ID,
Yeah, Pranav, I
card,
can hear you
uniform and
now.
ID card. So children are happy to see their teacher and their friends on the screen, and they are taking active part in their activities what we are extending to have at
Very
home.
true.
And
Very true.
I tell you, I've never seen parents, again I'm repeating, I've never seen parents
so much
enjoying
involved.
the activities what school is giving. We gave activity for the yoga, parents are also doing yoga with the children
Good.
and sending videos with us. So this is the kind of involvement parents are having in there, because they have lots of time, enough time. So how to spend it? So let's spend it in a positive work. So this is the positive thing which is
Happened.
coming out of all these negatives.
Impact of lockdown. Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
impact of
Yes,
positive side of
Pranav,
the
can I?
And Madam Suchitra, I
Yeah.
agree with you because the kids, they are born with the technology. It is their
Absolutely.
technology. We are the intruders. You're correct. I think
Absolutely.
there should be training for the millennial kids' parents how to handle these things instead of
Yes.
we try to tell them or restrict them. Fine. Now, Ms. Archana Narayan, your
Yeah,
views on impact of lockdown on education. Yes, ma'am.
yes, Pranav, definitely this coronavirus has altered life for all of us,
Yes.
and including our education system as well. And the affected ones are obviously the students, teachers. But at the same time, what I very strongly feel that in this time, we need to look for all the positives, and it is the time to rethink and reinvent our strategies, and we should make sure that we turn this obstacle into a big opportunity. And big opportunity, what I mean is to make sure that we get more involved with the technology. The techno savvy schools, I'm sure, are making best use of it. And like what Suchitra ma'am was just now saying, the children are digital children. I call them digital children. So
Good one.
they
Good
are
technology.
quite used to all this. It was we that we were holding back somehow. And I'll give you my own example. Few years back, when the mails were forwarded to me, I always used to say, no, I need the hard copy of it. But
Right.
I am the same person. From last few years, I see everything on my WhatsApp and it is so comfortable. So it is just getting used to something and then making sure that, especially, as school leaders, we have to change our thought process. And then this online teaching, yes, is doing wonders. And like what Mr. Rathore said, that parents are equally participating. No doubt what Suchitra ma'am said, teachers can never be replaced. Chalk and talk method can never be replaced. So parents are also understanding the importance, that what role the teachers play in the lives of their children, and how difficult it is to handle the children at home when they are there 24/7 with them. But at the same time, what we taking, orientation sessions with the parents, We are like, I've interacted with my nursery, with my KG class students myself, given them a lot of tips that how they should handle the students at home. And I'm finding the difference now, and the kind of feedbacks, they are flooded, with positive feedbacks, and parents are enjoying it. And like what Mr. Rathor said, whatever activity we are giving it to the parents, like yesterday we gave Mahavir Jayanti, so we sent one beautiful video on the life of Mahavir,
Lord
and we
Mahavir.
told the children to do the research work, and such wonderful things have come out. Sunday, we told them to do some cooking with the parents, and the kind of videos and the photographs we received was overwhelming. So parents, what I find that at this point of time when lockdown is going on, and we really do not know that for how long it is going to continue, parents, I feel that every house is a school right now, and every parent is a teacher right now, and they have to make best use of it, because there is no difference right now between the study time, play time, and me time. So they have to streamline and create a balance, and have to make sure that when online classes are going on, children should sit and study. And then what Mr. Rathore said, parents did ask us that should we make our children sit in the uniform, or how do we do it? So it is quite nice to see the involvement of the parents, and they also want that children should not miss out on anything. And then yes, obviously ebooks are already there. NCRT has done a good wonderful job. CBSE has done a fantastic job by providing so many portals like Diksha and all that, which are really a good help to the teachers. And it is a good time for the teachers also to widen their horizon, to go through a lot of videos and then create their own PowerPoints, their own PPTs, and make sure that they make best use of this lockdown time, and we create a good learning environment at home. And we are sitting at our homes and the children are in their houses, but we can still create a very beautiful relationship with the children by developing a lot of things, coming out with new creative skills. So this is what it is.
Wonderful.
Again, add, Pranav, one more thing. That is also a time to reinvent our curriculum, redesign our curriculum,
Right.
Because technology is also teaching us that how we can start with the remote schooling system. How can we start with the remedial classes whenever there is a need, So a lot of things are now coming in our minds. And I'm sure once the lockdown is over, it is really going to change the entire scenario of the teaching learning process.
Now we will start our rapid fire questions, and there is a prize. It's a coffee gift hamper.
Yes.
Fine, a coffee hamper will be there.
Oh, wonderful.
Mr. Rathor,
Yes.
if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
See, don't run behind the finances and anything like materialistic. Run for the holistic development. Run for the family. And today we all are thinking about saving ourselves, our children, and not going out of the houses. So nobody is thinking about anybody else. Nobody is thinking about what kind of business we will have in future, what kind of business we are losing. Everybody is thinking whatever we have in house, that is sufficient. And this time is teaching everyone living without much of facilities.
Right. Correct. Suchitra, if you could disinvent one thing, what would it be?
That's a little difficult question. However, positivity in every sphere. If I could get some time, I think those who are actually not so happy at this particular moment, I would try to bring in positivity and request everyone to enjoy the particular time and get the best out of it.
Wonderful. Archana, if you get a chance to press a button,
Yeah,
that will make all the people on this earth 7% happier. But it will also put a ban on all hairstyling products. What will you do? Will you push the button?
but yes, I will still push the button.
Okay.
Yes, there is no doubt about it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Rathor,
Yes.
if you could,
Yes.
Mr. Rathor,
And then in this time, what I also feel, this is not pertaining to this particular question, but what I generally was saying, that this is the time not to be very pessimistic,
right,
because pessimism not only paralyzes, it
correct.
kills everybody. So we have to teach everyone around us to be optimistic and positive right now.
That's why we kept the rapid fire questions for principals.
And you can come out with any kind of
Yes.
questions. We are ready with that.
Yes. Mr. Rathor, if you could only speak one word today, what would you say and why?
One word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why?
Happiness.
Okay. And why?
Because these days, in all these
Great,
negative
great.
days, the thing what I have reinvented in my house, because we all 4 members of the families are working day and night, and we have never got that much of time living together. So these days, I am so happy to have all the people cooking in the kitchen, cleaning the house and doing everything as our own. And best part is my son, who never enter into kitchen, he started cooking. So happiness is the time. You can't live with the negativity anymore. You need to be happy to fight against any odd situation. So happiness is the thing which should remain always.
Wonderful. Miss Suchitra, what is the stupidest thing you have done because someone dared you to?
I tried to paint once. I am very bad at it, but because I was so much enthusiastic seeing a painter in the book fair in Kolkata, he was sitting there and he was just giving strokes and creating a painting where he was just showing so many people in the bookshop. And also when I was near him, he said, he just gave me his brush, and on his palette only he said, "Ma'am, kuch kijiye." I tried to do it, and I will never forgive myself. I have spoiled his painting, and I still remember very much that I shouldn't have taken this challenge, and I shouldn't have done it.
Okay. Archana, if you
Yeah.
have been given an elephant, you can't get rid of it. What would you
Okay.
do with it?
I will make sure that I tame it and make him my pet, because I am very fond of animals. I have a lot of pets at home.
Wonderful.
So I would make sure that I feed him, I make him my pet. That is it.
Okay.
And
Rathor
it is
sahab,
not very difficult
okay.
at all.
Mr. Rathor,
Yeah.
what is something you have tried that you'll never ever try again?
That I never, nothing is like that. See, if I fails in anything, I definitely try it again.
No. You have not failed. You have tried. I'm not saying you failed or.
That's I'm telling you.
Okay.
If I try anything and I fail to do that, I will try it again.
Okay.
Till the time I'm not succeeded in doing that particular.
Good
Very
answer.
nice, very nice.
Suchitra, what is an ideal holiday for you apart from lockdown period?
My son is staying away from me. The ideal period would be, yes, to have all 4 together.
Okay.
He's in Bangalore. He's stuck there because of the lockdown.
Okay.
I would love to have a day with all the 4 members together at home, maybe like this.
Wonderful.
That's the best day of my life.
Wonderful. Archana,
Yeah.
what is the most difficult challenge thus far in your life?
In my life, life is full of challenges and ups and downs. But I think I can connect right now with the school. So difficult challenge at times happens, with the parents, and especially the parents who have special needs children. And when you try and convince them, they try and never listen to you. They don't come to terms with. So that becomes really challenging. And then with my convincing ability, by giving them, various examples, I have been able to overcome these kind of difficult situations where parent is not ready to listen to you.
Wonderful. Rathor sahab, how often did you look at your phone every day?
See, before the lockdown, I think every 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or and 1 minute maximum if I am not in meetings.
Okay.
And these lockdown days, my phone is somewhere else and I am somewhere else in the house. So this is again a big thing which is I am experiencing. This good thing to keep away from the phone for
Okay.
at least for some time.
Wonderful. Suchitra, what product would you seriously stockpile if you found out they were not going to sell it anymore?
Maybe sugar. We are sweet lovers, being a Bengali. So, yeah, first thing I would think is to keep sugar at home so that I'm not out of stock.
Okay. Archana, describe your life using one word.
So positive.
Okay. Mr. Rathor,
Yeah.
what are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Next 10 years.
Yeah.
See, my both the children are grown up and they are involved in the business. So after 10 years, I want to take retirement of this business and seeing my children taking care of well of this business and taking to the next level.
Okay. Wonderful. Suchitra, spontaneity or stability?
I would want stability. And for that, whatever is required, we need to do. We need to be.
Okay. Archana, do you ever want to just walk away from technology?
No, not at all. I think I am now glued to it, and I'm all for it.
I think all of you are wonderful rapid fire players. And as you are all of you are heading schools, schools are like managing towns, and Rathor Sahib is managing 200 towns. It's like managing a political party or a country. Fine. And definitely, I think all three of you are doing a wonderful job. I would like to thank Mr. S.K. Rathor, Director Sanfort Group of Schools, Madam Suchitra, Principal GD Goenka School, West Delhi, Madam Archana Narain, Principal Indian Heights School, Dwarka. Thank you so much, all of you. Thanks for joining us.